Do supplements actually work? What is going on in the supplement industry? Are they legit? Are they all scams? What is the truth behind supplements? We see guys like Brian Johnson taking 100 supplements a day, and guys like Dave Asprey and Google technician Ray Kurzweil. All these people who are high active lifestyle people are taking a laundry list of supplements. And I'm going to fill you in on some of the things that those guys know that most people don't. But there are some who say that taking supplements is literally just throwing away your money. You're basically just losing it in the toilet bowl. And there are others who completely swear by it. And personally, for me, and what I've seen and what a lot of people and research has shown, is that supplements are just a big no. But this is not the truth either. The truth is that it's really somewhere right in the middle, because most of these studies are using synthetically derived compounds. And some of these compounds are actually beneficial. While most don't have any benefit at all, a lot of these supplements are not derived from nature. They're not real products. They're not nutrients that your body actually can use and digest and is bioavailable. So the truth is that a majority of people do get benefits from taking supplements. But let's get into these benefits. What kind of benefits are we talking here? And more importantly, what kind of supplements are these people taking? Because it really comes down to two major factors: the quality of the supplements, as well as your body's ability to absorb the nutrients in that supplement. And here's another sad truth. Supplements actually play a very important role in today's day and age, because most of our food is not nutrient dense. It's produced through NPK fertilizer, which is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And that's all we're getting. All of the other minerals like magnesium, all these other vitamins that our body needs are not in the soil that our food is grown in. So unless you're growing your food yourself or personally know your farmer, it is very likely that your food is basically empty of any real beneficial compounds that you need for your health. And then on top of that, our bodies can only absorb a certain amount of each nutrient, and it's different depending on each person. You know the percentages you see on the back of the supplements for the RDA, the recommended daily allowance? This is just an average. Each person is specifically unique in how much of each nutrient they actually need, and it changes day by day. For example, if you're a man and you like to do a little bit too much of that, you're going to need a lot more zinc and selenium because, among other things, because your body is going to be needing that to create more soldiers down there, if you know what I'm talking about. So let's get into low quality versus high quality supplements. Now, there are multiple meanings to this. Sometimes the product is good, but the quality is just not there. And sometimes the quality can be great, but it's not something that your body actually needs. So when it comes to things like vitamin D, for example, the body needs way more than just the vitamin D. It's actually not even a vitamin. It's a psychosteroid hormone D. So when your body is consuming this, it is bypassing the current system. It uses your cholesterol, it uses your skin to synthesize vitamin D through sunlight exposure on your skin. And it also uses things like vitamin A, choline, vitamin K. It's very, very specific in how it works. And when you just take it directly, your body is going to avoid the whole process, which is going to cause a lot of problems. Just take vitamin D, for example. If you take vitamin D excessively and don't get it in a natural way, your body is going to start using the calcium that it has and deposit that into your muscles, into your veins, hardening your veins and hardening your muscles, but not in the good way like getting strong at the gym. We're talking in the way where you're going to be more tight, you're going to have more cramps, you're going to be in more pain, and you're not going to have a good, strong range of motion, not to mention the damage it can do to your veins and your blood flow, leading to all kinds of issues that no man would ever want. So this is where the high quality versus low quality comes into play. A lot of supplements are just trying to sell you a feeling. They're trying to give you a feeling so that you take it and you feel like you got something out of it. However, most of these supplements will give you a feeling of something like caffeine or something that is going to make you feel a little bit more excited, a little bit more maybe motivated, something that's quick so that you can get hooked on it. But in reality, there's no real value in that supplement. There's no real nutrients that are going to be causing any long-term benefit. If anything, it's actually going to damage your long-term benefit because it is going to get you hooked on something that your body doesn't need. That is basically just closing off the signals to your body. So you think you're getting something good when in actuality, you're just getting tricked. And there is even a Harvard analysis on this showing that most supplements really do not live up to their hype because the studies done on these supplements were not done properly with placebos and double blind, and this causes people to get better results. However, when the studies are done correctly, there is not a lot to be said about these synthetically derived compounds. It does not show much promise compared to a regular placebo. Now, are there supplements that are very beneficial and very important? Absolutely. There are some incredible supplements out there, some incredible companies that are creating supplements that are highly bioavailable, that are providing your body the minerals it needs and that are essential for it to function, that you do not get in your food unless you're growing it yourself or you know your farmer personally and you have a very good connection with them. But that is so rare in today's day and age that supplements are such a crucial part of your health ecosystem. Now, let's get into two different things here. One of which is something called a peptide. Now, this is similar to a compound that your body can utilize to benefit your overall health and well-being. And peptides are in many different foods. They're normal, they're found in nature, and they're currently also being synthesized in labs. Now, each one has its own purpose, but we'll focus on the ones in food for now. These are incredibly powerful tools, and they're very prominent in herbs. And a lot of traditional medicines have used these peptides that have been found in nature naturally for thousands of years. However, when people have issues absorbing these peptides, it's usually something to do with their gut permeability. This permeability leads to poor absorption of not only nutrients from your food, but also the nutrients from your supplements and herbs. And these peptides don't get to be as effective as they could be. This is why gut health is so crucial for your brain health, for your overall sexual health. Having a gut that can absorb these nutrients, that can assimilate these nutrients within your body is a crucial step for overall well-being. And a big part of this has to do with healing your gut. Now, there is a video I did about gut health and making sure that you have proper gut health, so make sure to check that out. But just a few tips here. Things like bone broth are very high in L-glutamine, which helps rebuild the gut barrier. Also, giving your body time to fast, practicing things like intermittent fasting and a 24-hour fast, if you do have gut issues, can be a great way to help heal the gut. However, as well as things like slippery elm powder, which can be a great porridge that you make with hot water that can really help clean your gut out, especially if you have a lot of gut issues and you really feel backed up. Getting that out of your system is very important. There's also a lot of good gut moving techniques, things that are free, things you can do with your hands in order to feel the right spots within your gut and move that part of your body around and process all of that junk that's hidden, because the intestines are so huge that there's a lot of things stuck in there. And if you can just get your hands in the right places and do things like fascial maneuvers, do things like proper breathing habits, diaphragmatic breathing, that really helps. And another thing I like to do is use the acupressure point on the top of my kneecaps, which helps stimulate that reflex in the body where you can go to the bathroom and get those things out of your system. But even in this circumstance, even if your gut is super healthy, there are still things to look out for. One of the big ones is fortified foods. A lot of fortified foods, like milk, is fortified with vitamin D2, which is non-essential, which is not going to be very beneficial. It's a lot better to get vitamin D from the sun, which would be vitamin D3. Now, there's also something with most bread, especially in America. You get bread that is folate heavy. You get bread that is fortified with folic acid. And now over 50% of people have a gene mutation where they can't actually assimilate, they can't actually break down this folic acid, which basically makes it like a poison within your body. So a lot of people are eating these fortified foods thinking they're getting folic acid, when in actuality, they do not need any folic acid. Their bodies are supposed to get folate. Their body's supposed to get folate from real food, not synthetic and chemically derived products. And there are some supplements that you take that actually do a lot of benefit for you, but you might not feel them right away. You might not feel that instant hit. If you take the product and you don't feel it right away, it could be doing great things. And this is the beauty of blood tests. If you have consistent blood tests, maybe every few times, maybe a few times a year, you can really start to see the numbers that are changing in a positive way or a negative way. For example, if you have low magnesium and then you supplement with something like a magnesium biglycinate or something like a magnesium bicarbonate, and then you see later that your red blood cell magnesium count has increased, then it's a good sign that your body is getting more magnesium. And that is a huge, huge factor for so many different things within the body. And this is how I first viewed herbs. Now, when I first took herbs seriously, quality herbs, high quality herbs, I started noticing immediately that my dreams got more vivid. Now, that's very short-lived, right? That's just my own personal experience. I'm not sure how many other people are going through that, but that's one thing that really changed for me when I started taking herbal supplements. Now, fast forward about 2 or 3 years from when I started taking herbal supplements, I got my blood tested again. I got it tested before taking the supplements and after taking the supplements. And before, I had a super high SHBG. I had a high testosterone, but my free testosterone was actually very low for where I should be. And then I took the supplement, I took the herbs, and I realized that in 3 years, living the same lifestyle, going to the gym, having the same habits, I ended up tripling my free testosterone and getting my SHBG levels down to normal range, while increasing my total testosterone as well. And this is the kind of power that supplements and peptides and the right compounds can have within your body. And there are also factors in your mouth that help with the assimilation, that help with the breakdown of these compounds. And you start to notice it more. If you taste something, if you taste it in your mouth, you're going to notice that you feel it more. You have more of a feel to it. Nowadays, most supplements are capsulated, so you don't really get that sensation within your mouth. Now, they still do have benefits, but you're not going to notice them as much versus taking them and putting them and masticating them inside of your mouth and your saliva on your tongue. It's a different experience. So that's another thing to be considerate of. From my personal experience, taking herbs like Aphro-D has greatly increased my testosterone health, and I did notice it when I was taking the raw powder form. I noticed my dreams were getting more vivid. I noticed I felt more energy as soon as I took it. And then taking the capsules, I still continued to get the testosterone benefits, but that instant feeling of energy was more spread across a longer period of time. And on top of that, another great herb that I've been taking is reishi. And reishi is one of those things you have to look for quality, but finding a high quality reishi has greatly helped with my calmness, and I can actually feel it the moment it hits my brain. I can feel it calming my brain. But not only that, it also helped decrease my cortisol levels and decrease my overall stress and other facets that caused me to have inflammation in my body, like my face, as well as blood tests, and as well as in my gut. So these things all play a huge role in overall health and well-being. So do not count out supplements just because some, or most really, are bad actors that are just faking it until they make it. You can find great supplements, and it's important to take these supplements like minerals, for example. Like Shilajit is a great example of multiple minerals, or sea moss, where you can get these bioavailable minerals directly into your system and provide your body with those things that it needs that it is not currently getting from the normal food system. And there are so many great supplements out there. You just have to find them and find what works for your body and find what you can be most bioavailable with, because everyone's different with their needs. And on top of that, you need to make sure that you're actually consuming these consistently and you're taking time to notice what's actually happening. because you can take 300 different things like Brian Johnson, and one of those things might be giving you a good result. You're not going to know. A lot of that is coming down to the blood tests and looking at your blood tests before and after. And once you see that you're making an improvement in something, then you can realize that it probably has to do with a supplement that you are taking, as long as you are keeping the same lifestyle. First things first, improve your nutrition, improve your lifestyle, but supplements also play a huge role. You just have to find the right quality supplements that are suitable for your needs. And speaking of quality, there are actually products now that are able to test the quality of the dirt where the products come from. You can actually get nutrition profiles of the dirt, and that is exactly what we do with Aphro-D. We test for the highest quality growing practices from things like wild crafted, which is found in nature. So you're not getting any sprays, you're not getting any chemicals, they're not pouring any fertilizers, you're getting it exactly how it's meant to be in nature. And wild crafted is the best of the best when it comes to nutrient density of your food as well as your supplements. And on top of that, we make sure that these practices are consistent and that we're getting constant, beautiful, healthy, nutrient-dense ingredients with Aphro-D, as well as other supplements that are doing the same thing. But for now, let me know in the comments what supplements you're taking, if you think it's good, if you think you should stop, if it's seeing any difference, experiences that you've had taking certain supplements, and make sure to like and subscribe with this video. And that's all for me. I will talk to you soon.